the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to PT Racing TV, where we're back here live tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where we're going to see the Spartan Logistics Management LLC drivers come at you live here tonight for a little battle action fight with the Truck Series at our track that has really made our name and made our home. Las Vegas Motor Speedway is now up on the show, presented in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC, R&R Racewear, by Loud Pedal Gaming, smashing the loud pedal for your viewing entertainment. By iRacer's Lounge Podcast, we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And of course, our good friends over at Evidence-Based Mommy. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. And tonight, we're about to thrive down on a track that has been known for giving us some serious headers and some bangers around here. But first, to find out our starting lineup, we will see it now pop up on the show. On the pole, we'll see the 46, Chris Bedford. On the outside of him, that'll be Kevin McCann, the 33. Row 2, it's going to be Brian McCann, the number 3 to his outside. Jesse King, the 93. Row number 3, Neil Quick, and the 2 to his outside. Cook Quick, at 54. Row number 4, Tim Schofield, and the number 12 to his outside. Brandon Medford, the 83. Row number 5, Doug Wysocki, the 34 to his outside. Eric Dawson, the 87. Row 6 will see Jarrett Widener in the 88. His outside, that will be Chris Wally there in the it'll be Chris Wally there in the 5. Row number 7, that'll be Vincent Short in the 15. Then his outside, Joshua Funkhauser in the 81. Row 8, Matt Coppin, the 22 to his outside. Hunter Clark, the 51. Row number 9, Mike Harper, the 4 to his outside. David Trimbley in the 96. Final starters, Aaron Smith, the 2nd in the 70 is outside. Dakota Clark in the 38. Rounding out your drivers, your field here tonight. And now, race fans, this is the moment and the time you've been waiting for. Doubleheader comes to a close as we bring the drivers of the IROC Challenge Series to a 145 lap main event here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This track has been the stomping grounds for many of our greatest races ever called on our show. Some of the toughest and the baddest drivers have come to this track, come to this world, and put up many great fights and many great races. But I don't think we can expect anything less tonight than a serious fight and a half from these drivers. Obviously, with the 3-stage system, the first stage may not be as thrilling as you may think, maybe close corner racing, but a lot of these guys will try to save their equipment up. But you get to that 2nd and 3rd stage, and the next thing you know, things will change on a heartbeat and on a dime. As we bring the drivers to the crawl, to the start, there is a restart line. Time to go racing. 20 drivers locked on our field here tonight. Out of the gate here, it will be the McCann boys going up ahead to fight it out. Chris Medford, the Quick family as well. Neil and Cook right there on the inside line, trying to work with each other to help them out. Battling him on in, Brandon Medford trying to get up there with the family member Chris Medford. Chris already ahead with the field and just kind of keeping his distance and away. You're going to hear a lot of quick hustling and fighting around this place so far. Everybody nice and even keel, kind of in that tight corner compact run. The Truck Series can definitely go wide out and wide open around here like they would at Talladega or Daytona, but eventually they're going to have to really start backing their corners up and watching those turns because those tires will take a beating out here. The McCann family now looking to literally do a 3-wide salute on for the race lead. Medford trying to hold both of them back here, but it's not to be. Here comes Neil Quick right there as well on the back half of the field. Neil Quick 2 spots back in, looking to charge up for the race lead. You can see Brian McCann not trying to over-accentuate or overdo his throttle rhythm. He's just trying to kind of keep it there with him and trying to keep it with the speeds. The number 3 now taking over the race lead here from Chris Medford. Medford slowing down a little bit, maybe just trying to give himself a little more breathing room. as the rest of our field kind of tightens the pack in. Some hollering and hooping and hollering around. We've got the Holler Boys 87 of Eric Dotson now up on the charts, while his teammate Vincent Short primes from the back. Vincent Short right now up 2 spots. Dotson as well up 2. We talk about those Holler Boys quite often, but another driver you got to keep your eye on will definitely be that 34 of Doug Wysocki. Even though it doesn't seem like it right now, as of late on the show, he has been really pulling a few rabbit out of the hats and a few good runs on the track. One of those guys you cannot underestimate, you can't overestimate his ability and his control. And so far, he seems to be well in control and well in keeps of what he wants to do. Field's starting to go to a bit of a single file line here. That will make everyone kind of question their strategy, question their run here. Track tonight, again, this 1.5 mile long cookie cutter kind of style track. It plays into the advantage of a driver that wants to make sure they know each corner and each speed, but again, with the blistering heats around here, tires taking a huge beating, as well as just trying to hang on to that from that outside wall of turn 4 or even turn 2's little treacherous area. May not seem like much, but again, with the bankings being a little bit lower than some of the other 1.5 mile long tracks you see, in my opinion, it plays more into the favor of drivers that want to try to hold on to their shots and hold on to their race position by basically sticking to one spot, which in this case would be the bottom lane. As they go 3 wide, split right in the middle of it. That is a 93 of Jesse King. King starting to make a little bit of a charge here, making a little bit of a fold up on speed. He had to start all the way in the outhouse tonight. Moving his way back up though, trying to get into the White House, if you will. Chris Wally in the number 5, despite his troubles last time out, seems to have got that finally fixed up and taken care of. It's good to see him finally charging up ahead with these fields and the boys. Eric Dawson, the Ford F-150, the 87 machine, currently holding back Chris Wally here as the rest of our field charges on from the out in. Looking in from there, though, it is Joshua Funkhauser in the 81, starting to make a little bit of a push here. Up from 14th now onto 12th. Looks like he's starting to get a little bit of a grip, a little bit of a grasp on the track. Everybody clean so far. Really, it's just been maneuvering and finding which way you can get out of and in of. There are plenty of opportunities to strike here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but for those that dare to test the patience and the worth of the driver, here is up front the high rollers of the bunch right now, Brian McCann and Kevin McCann. Going into tonight, we knew Brian and Kevin were going to be one of the favorites. Both drivers seem to absolutely adore and love these 1.5 mile long tracks, and they sure seem to like having a bit of an advantage, knowing that one of them is a former season champion. But really, so far, it's been kind of a back and forth little hustle, a little bit of a struggle here when it comes to winning the race out if you're the McCann boys. But also you got Aaron Smith at number 70. That's always been pretty much taking them to the wall and taking them to the end. I expect a little bit later on in the stages here, you'll start to see him kind of pop his head up. Right now he's currently working in the very back. You see actually that top hood with the yellow and the black top there. That is Aaron Smith fighting from the field. But up front it is Chris Bedford rejoining the party. He's going to have Neil Quick in the number 2, pushing him ahead just a slight bit, giving him a little bit of an advantage, while the number 12, Tim Schofield, looks to take full charge around with these guys. You can see how fast and how hard they are charging these trucks around and giving it all the momentum they can. Really, if at all, really Dottie was lifting. May not seem like it anyway, but they are giving it a little bit off the gas, kind of giving a little more speed down on the hood. What they're trying to do right now is they're trying to basically get a good draft line in, draft spot in, so they don't lose the leaders and they don't lose their positions as well. It's kind of like I said with Daytona and Talladega, where you have to be very aware of your surroundings, get the draft when you can, and only pit when you absolutely must. drivers are seasoned veterans. They know what it takes to win. They know what they must do around here. And speaking of knowing what to win, right now our current season championship holder in the points wise, that is the virtual sim racing number 70. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Virtual Racing School's Aaron Smith in the Chevrolet Silverado. The number 70 right now trying to insert his dominance and continue his hot streak as of late. Remember, he has to start in the back at every stage and every race because of the fact he's got multiple wins and he's got multiple points to his name. We'll take a look at those later on here as we get through the show. Jared Widener, good to see him back out on the show. Has been a long time since we've seen him. Unfortunately, because he's been gone for so long, the points not going to be as high as I think he was probably expecting or wanting to know about here, but we'll see that here in a minute as he currently fights it out. Looks like with the 15 of Vincent Short as well as an old friend there in Joshua Funkhauser. The Funker right now trying to hold all there, try to take him down, try to put him up as he continues to push the Spartan Logistics Management LLC machine ahead of the field. Here comes Widener now, looking to put a little push into this push. He is pushing and shoving his way through, but he just can't get that F-150 ahead of Funkhauser right now as they go 3 wide saloon right behind him. Well, we are in Vegas, so you gotta roll the dice once in a while, and that's exactly what we see right now, but we got trouble down there for a brief minute. Neil Quick and Chris Wally ended up into the grassy plains, getting out of it quickly. But you can see they were a little bit off tempoed, off pace there, having to get the trucks to settle back down. Just barely missed it as they were going into the grassy plains, but our producers did catch it on the camera, so if we have to take a look at it later on, we will. Vincent Short is going to slow down a little bit, lose a little bit of traction. David Tremblay as well. Aaron Smith, though, stays right behind the pack and behind the field, and surprisingly right now anyway, this is the slowest we have seen of the number 70 out of the gate. So very interesting strategy here for him tonight. He may just be kind of testing the waters, if you know what I mean. Maybe looking for a little bit of how much that tire wear and that tire buildup does on the truck and what he'll have to figure out for later on. He's very smart on that long-term strategy. But if you're the McCann boys and the family right there, well, that's the last thing you got to worry about is strategy. You're just trying to be more focused on taking care of what's up front and what's in the back here. On board here with Doug Wysocki right now. It's the number 34 Silverado. Continues to fight it on and fight along here. He started 9th and currently is in 11th at the moment. Probably not the best start for him in his mind or what he wanted to see. As you see, Brian McCann is already just starting to run away with this one in the stage anyway. 4.99 safety rating, 5,054 I rating this man. The only one that is literally ahead of him in that bunch is the guy we talked about earlier on, the points leader, Aaron Smith, who's got a 5,793. But safety rating wise, only about a 4.47, so he has a tendency to get a little aggressive, or maybe he just unfortunately got kind of caught with the old iRacing curse, which is high I rating equals usually a less than stellar safety rating. Neil Quick right now currently started 5th, currently in 5th at the moment. He has literally put the F-150 number 2 into a pretty good contention here tonight. Trying to see if maybe the R&R race square has a little bit more to show, a little bit more to build in. First time we ever really saw him was at Talladega Super Speedway, and really he did quite impress that night. Putting on a bit of a show and putting on a bit of a fight to the very end before the lights, no pun intended, literally went out on the place. That is like the one thing of all things that I swear Talladega definitely needs compared to like what Daytona has done, and that's get a set of lights down there. But again, I can understand why Alabama did not have that set yet in the coordinates for getting the track built in. But can't say it ain't a fun track to go watch in the daytime and watch until it gets to about nighttime. The only downside is when it starts to rain or gets ugly, that's when you really start to question things. course, we're not there tonight. We are here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway down in the heart of old Sin City, just a few miles south of the actual Vegas Strip itself. This is definitely a landmark town and a landmark place and facility for many racings in general and greats of the sport. And to be honest with you, if I had to choose it being one of my only mile-and-a-half long tracks I actually can take and I can stand, I'd say probably this one is up there with them. It's this one and Charlotte Motor Speedway are like the only mile-and-a-halves that I actually prefer to have and keep on the NASCAR schedule. And you can come at me for that one and what I just said, but I'll say historically wise, I do like the fact we brought in Nashville Super Speedway. That was a lot of fun to watch, and I do agree that it was good to have the track down there. I believe it was over at Darlington. Yeah, Darlington there for the Southern 500. That is still a famous track as well, so you can't get rid of that on the schedule, but there's just so many other tracks, honestly, with that schedule that NASCAR comes up with. I would either reverse or change. Some of them, I wouldn't even say they deserve a second date. I think they only get one date, and then from there they should have like other series popping in to help kind of bolster some money like we did back in the local days for racing. Hey, that's just my opinion on that. Y'all can come at me for it, but I'm just speaking to my mind and speaking the truth in my world. Well, anyway, speaking his mind, David Tremblay in the 96 up 4 spots. Seems to be beefing him on us around here, making sure that the boys know he's not out of this one just yet. Guard 18th, currently in 14th, holding down the likes of Wysocki, Harper, and the Clark boy, as well as Vincent Short even. The 15 Holler boy right now, currently having a little bit of problems keeping the pace and keeping up with the distance. That's one thing that Las Vegas is well known to do, is really slow the drivers down and really slow them off their game plan. And again, that's something that the drivers can do. That's really just kind of how Las Vegas is. It's a very technical, it's not a technical kind of track, and it's not really a all-out kind of barn burner. Really what the track is designed for is really to test and really create a unique blend of just hard racing and honestly good side-by-side battling. But I will say it before and I'll say it again, you know, we time and time again here on the show, we have seen Las Vegas come through and we have seen it literally give us a show the likes that only the best can bring. And speaking of the best right now, the top dog in this game right now, Aaron Smith. The number 70 starting to hunt down a few drivers and starting to peck a few of them off. Funkhauser will be the first on the list, so him slowing down, kind of keeping his distance a little bit has helped him catch up with the field. But again, being in the mid-pack here is not going to help your cause very much. Thankfully, though, when we get about to a halfway point, that could be a bit of an equalizer here for the 70. Even though he has to start back in the pack, he can basically start taking what he learned off from having to hold off the hard charge and then save that long charge in for the second half. Then when you least expect it in that final half, you just pretty much give the scent and go for broke. And that's really all you gotta do. And you can actually see it right now. He's starting to get a little bit of that charge back into the rhythm, back into the run. Now starting to come up quickly through the inside corner panel. He'll have the 54 Cook quick right on the outside. Can't hold him down, can't keep him away. That right there just goes to show you just how difficult and how tremendous these drivers fight time and time again to keep up with the pace and keep up with the distances. But so far, I would say it's pretty much just been whoever can stay out longest and stay out the furthest wins this one, and Brian McKenna is definitely going to be testing that to its fullest. Going into tonight, let's take a look now at our points race here, popping up on your screen. Now again, this is the points list and the point standings for everything that has transpired in the last 10 races. So that includes all the races and awards we've seen on our show, the battles that have been done up from beforehand. And Aaron Smith right now currently your points leader here, currently having to work his way a little bit in the back of the outhouse. Kevin McCann though with a solid 393 points over the 440 of Aaron Smith. Chris Mefford, 337. Chrissy B. King in 324. And Brian McCann about one down to him with 323. But so far, with the way his performance has been so far, I think he'll change that pretty quickly here tonight. Looking at the back of the field as well right now currently, we take a look at Mike Harper, who in the number 4 machine right now currently rocking it down in 8th. He's just a bit of spots back there of Neil Quick is 258, and then Vincent Short is 284 with 6th place, respectfully. Eric Dotson 243, and then 10th with Joshua Funkhauser. With only about a 241 spot there, and then we get a little bit closer into the deep dive. Tim Schofield 239, 12th Chris Wally 233, both secured really, barring any miracles or accidents here in the next couple of races. Douglas Wysocki in 211 and 210 for Brandon Mefford. Then here's where things get a little tricky. In 15th, where the cutoff line is, David Tremblay only 195, Cook Quick 190, Kyle Bengraff 184, and then Cody Harger with 165. That's where things get kind of all over the place, if you ask me, because that is where we see a bit of that situation popping up to where it's like who can get the better of the two and who will have the golden opportunity to win that. Remember, only 15 drivers will escape and advance into the next round of racings and the round of battles, but also they will be the only ones that will merge up into the top bankings for when the time comes for the race for the next season. And looks like everybody that went into pit road the first time is going to be coming out, while the other group goes into pit road now, except for, of course, the old 70 of Aaron Smith. He's really going to try to play the long-term strategy game again, folks. Somehow can't be too surprised. 70 has always been one of those guys you got to watch out for time and time again. He's showing you why that is at the moment. Brian McCann back out on the track here, while Aaron Smith will lead him off and lead the charge in, but you can see his speed starting to deteriorate. He knows he's got to go into pit road now or he's going to get lapped in by the time he gets out of pit road the next go around. Brian McCann, now the number 3, is going to take back the race lead if he can just get ahead of Aaron Smith here. Chris Mefford and Brandon Mefford following right behind him though. They are just about halfway into the stage and halfway into this race. And right now, the way it's been looking, I gotta say, the McCann boys, as usual, seem to be the target area, while the rest of the field seems to just be kind of trying to hold their own and hold their line down. For Mike Harper looking to have a little bit of a tussle, a little scruffle, if you will. It is the old 54 of Cook Quick right beside him. Cook Quick right now looking to try to keep up with the distance, keep up with the speeds here as they start to march their way across that front straightaway into turn 1 and 2. And we're going to leave this camera on for just a minute because you just want to get a good idea of how big and just all around crazy this facility is. Again, we are pretty much in the middle of the desert. Size of this place and scope that it brings to the track, man, it is an absolute insane, beautiful facility. Full of some heavy hitters that have walked these planks and walked these yards. And really, this track didn't even break down till really later on in the 80s and the expansion years of the 90s. That was when this track had finally become into its own, and it has been repurposed, repaved over the years, but I mean, just look at what it's got. It's got a drag strip in here. It's held many multi-racing events this year from all across, from planes of the IndyCar days to the trucks, the Xfinity, the Cup, to even some IROC days and all that in between. This place has pretty much been a stomping grounds for a lot of kind of drivers, a lot of kind of just all-around sports enthusiasts of the motorsport world. And I can't tell you how excited it's been to be a part of that history and that legacy and lineage, being able to call the races here on the iRacing series. On board here right now with that 51 Toyota Tundra of Hunter Clark, and Hunter currently has 16 started, 16 here tonight, looking to try and change that if he can. Trying to build up a little bit of speed as you see the boys right in front of him still fighting it out. And Again, this is a multi-line kind of track here as well, folks, but don't get that confused or got that wrong. Just because you see a lot of guys hitting that bottom line, which everyone tells me is really the most preferred line to hit and the fastest way to get around the track, they still have a lot of speed that can carry over on the middle section to get off the exits. Whereas the bottom can't quite build that speed up if that exit is blocked and that spot is not able to grab in as well as it wants to. So it is a bit of a turn, it's kind of a crapshoot, no pun intended, here in Vegas. What you can do and what you can't do. But I would say, really more than anything, it's all about timing and how you pace yourself around. Traveling back up to the back here right now, top 5, top 10, battling at it. Tim Schofield, the number 12. Having a little bit of company there from Chris Wally in the 5, and then David Tremblay in the number 96. Tremblay right now looking to put the F-150 ahead of both for the Silverados. Wally trying to get back at him here, looking for the crossover straight down the back straightaway. Inside corner line, he's got to run off, looking to make it work, make it stick. He certainly has it. Can he continue the speed and continue the momentum? He certainly will, but right behind him, of course, is a shadow of a down. One of the top guys, tough to take down. Aaron Smith right now up 10, Tremblay both up 10 as well, so he goes either way on who you think's going to get more in positions on this one, but if I had to put my money on anybody, you probably know I'd have to stick a little black and yellow around here. With Wiz Khalifa's in the house, you know there's a little black and yellow around the track, and you're seeing it. Schofield looking to try to knock down Jesse King here in the 93. Jesse King right at the moment currently up in the top 5. Now no longer anymore. Schofield will now reclaim the 5 spots. As the number 5, Chris Wally looks to try to take both of them on here and get the 5th place for the 5. P5 for the 5 maybe coming up here. Wally looking to try to make a move off on the corners, maybe a little run down in position. One thing you gotta love about these guys is their overall blend of creativity and wanting to always put on a fight, put on a bit of a show. That's exactly what they're doing here at this moment. King trying to block off, trying to defend every corner he can, trying to keep Schofield and Wally from getting too far away or too away from any of them. But the more they keep battling, the more you see those guys right behind him start to just kind of sneak up on them, just kind of get a little creeping up on a little bit. No, I'm not trying to say they're creeping up on the low. I'm saying they are coming up for that yo-yo. Okay, I'll stop. I apologize, guys. That was bad. See the little sticker, though, on the side there of Mr. Chris Wally. That shows he's actually a season champion in the circuit as well. He won the very first season of the IROC Challenge Series back a couple of months ago, about a year ago, I believe is what he told me. And then we saw, of course, McCann boys, that Brian McCann, the number 3, securing the 2nd season, pretty much all but running away and dominating the performance. Certainly has put up a fight, put on a show time and time again. And we just see it more often than not, where a lot of these guys, they tend to either struggle a little bit or they tend to get a little bit more aggressive, depending on where they can find a shot at or find an opening with. But I must say, so far, it's been a pretty conservative, consistent season for the fields and how they play everything out. Kevin McCann, the kind of surprise shocker here from the pit stop area. Back in the field a little bit. That's Joshua Funkhauser is right ahead of him, as well as Mike Harper right behind him. Kevin, saw earlier on there, battling out with family member Brian, while the Medford boys were really just kind of gaining up on their end and kind of trying to take their tail with them. Kevin trying to hold the draft there from Funkhauser. Funkhauser right now giving him everything he's got, trying to hold him back from making a run for it. The Rowdy Motorsports 51 now of Mr. Hunter Clark. Looks like he'll have a little bit of a tussle here as Quick Tries to be a little bit quick about this one and see if he can hold off and hold it down on Clark. Quick pulling ahead, just enough here, and now starting to charge ahead. We'll come back more on those guys here in a little while as we continue to run the pace in, run the field down. So much going on the track, man. That's one of those things you just gotta love about racing in general. Is just there's so many storylines building up, so many things going down. There's a lot of strategy they're putting in play. Like, there's just not enough time to just truly decipher and figure out what everybody does or what everyone is thinking at that time and moment and time of play. Because really, there is no way of knowing. They just go out there and they just figure it out as they go along. It's a strategy-based race. It's a strategy-based sport. There's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of people seem to not really understand that. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a sibling rivalry go out of here, a little family feud, if you will. Chris Mefford and Brandon Mefford now charging each other up and sizing each other up for a little bit of a run here. Chris Mefford passed in by Brandon Mefford a little earlier on as the Toyota Tundra tries to fight it out with that Silverado. Not only do they have a little bit of a different look on how to run the track, but they certainly have a different look on what brands to run around here. Personally, if it was me, I'd be running my Ford F-150 out here, and I know I always get kind of criticism for that, but it's like, hey, I like my Fords, guys, so you come at me about it and say what you will, but I always appreciate my Fords, and I never had one trouble with them. Chris Wally, the number 5, Spartan Logistics Management LLC Chevrolet, is trying to hold down the Ford F-150 with David Trumbulley. While Aaron Smith, the number 70, now looking to move his way through the field. The virtual racing school, number 70, has now finally come to life, trying to build up a little more speed. And nearing and approaching that ever elusive halfway point. That is where, in my opinion, things will get a little bit more interesting. Remember, at the halfway point, that at the stage break, whoever the top 3 are, they will get some points out of it. And if you're wondering how the points work on that end, well, don't worry, I've got you covered on that front quite well, if I may add. So the way the points work for these drivers here tonight, it's rather simple. Again, it's 40 points for the race winner, then second gets 38, third 36, fourth 34, fifth 32. And then so on and so forth from 6 at 30, and then 29, 20, 27, 26, and all that down the list. So really finishing in that top 5 gives you 2 extra bonus points, and that's really why you want to be in that top 5 at the end of the race. But there is very big incentive on the stage wins. If you get first, you get 5 in the first stage, second gets 4, and then third gets 3, but then they must go to the back and have to start from there in the next stage and drop for the race. Then top 3 in stage 2, they'll get 10, 8, and 6, but then they also have to go back to the pack and work off of that. So if you win the race, there's an extra bonus of 3 points. You win the pole, you get 2. You get lead lap, you get 1, and led the most laps, you get 2 points. 0 incident with 50% of the race completed. Well, you get an extra bonus points for 3 if you didn't have any incidences. And then, of course, our hard charger gets 3 extra bonus points. So if you start from the back and you move your way up to the front, like you see what Aaron Smith has been up to the whole time, that's an extra set of bonus points for you, my friend. That is how all that plays in. That's how all that works out. And remember as well here tonight that with this point system and everything that's going down, there is one major thing everyone's looking at, and that's that points race of being in the top 15 at the end of the season. For some, it's not even a matter of just trying to win the season. It's a matter of just trying to stay in that cutoff line, which is top 15. Schofield right now looking to try and charge back up to Jared Weiner. Weiner right now just moving him ahead, moving him through the field. Very solid, secure kind of driving mentality on all ends of the front here from the boys, but at the moment, pretty much by a blistering marker, about 5 seconds ahead, Brian McCann, the IROC, the Spartan Logistics Management IROC Series Challenge season champion, looking to show his dominance and proof he can hang with the big boys. He is literally 5.5 seconds ahead of the entire field. A lot of that having to do with pit strategy and really good strategy on his end. That's kind of that little trump that gets the wild card in there and just plays out a good hand for you. You throw down the trump card and he pretty much made it work on everybody else. As they have a little bit of a slowdown here, Neil Quick has caught up to Chris Medford. Chris Medford going down quite a ways there. Probably does not want to be in that top half there for the top 3 before the stage comes out. So he'll back him down, let the guys by him, and make sure that he can secure himself a good positioning start for the next leg of the race here in the stage. 62 laps in of 145. This is where you have to give in or give out because it really is no other way around it. Jesse King, the 93 now, swinging it on the inside line. You can see right ahead of him, though, the 88 of Jared Weiner is starting to make a little bit of a comeback, a little bit of a renaissance tour. He's got to push it with all he's got here and on these last couple laps. But again, I don't think we need to say who's going to be a hard charge of the award winner tonight. Aaron Smith, 14 up, absolutely tearing it up. That man knows absolutely no boundaries, and he will give it everything he's got time and time again. Coming across on the side-by-side train, we go here up to turn 4. Right now, Eric Dodson seems to be having his little company here. Seems to be moving up through the field. As you see, even Chris Medford falling back even further in the field. Man, he's really falling back a lot more than I thought he would. Not really sure what is going down there right now for the 46. Could be running low on fuel and might be trying to save and procure a little bit of help. That's really the only thing I can think of is he's trying to make the fuel last out there because he is slowing down a lot harder than we realize. The whole field nearly going to pass him in here and kind of pack him down a few notches. I gotta believe he's knowing that five extra laps, I believe, before we hit the stage break. That is what he's waiting on to save his game and save his strategy. The fuel was not saving him tonight on this one, at least for the stage anyway. Now Harper going to make his way around as Chris Wally leads the 5 into 12th spot back where he started at earlier today. Brandon Medford and Jared Weiner just completely separated out, nowhere near each other. As Aaron Smith looks to possibly knock down Jared Weiner, he's just trying to get some extra bonus points for his own end. He knows the season title could all be but his if he just continues to put laps down and maybe get 1 or 2 more wins in. I gotta believe that's really been his focus and his priority here on the show. Aaron Smith now looking to possibly get that 3rd place spot. He knows he just wants more bonus points. He already knows he has to go to the back anyway, so he's just having a little fun out here. Can't say that I blame him. He's using that. He's using his speed and his advantage and really using up all the point system he can on these guys. And right now, I don't think the guys are really too appreciative of the fact that he's kind of just using that point, using all the points up and using it for his own sake. Really makes the drivers have to work harder to even keep the hard charger, much less to try to keep any of the qualifying laps in. Weiner has been passed in. Smith will get the third place spot now, but if it comes to an end here, which it will in just a little bit with a stage break, he'll have to go to the outhouse and work his way back up to the White House. But Brian McCann, the number 3 season champion, in his only his second season up on the show, has now pretty much all but continuously dominated and tracking this place down to a T. He is certainly going to be the guy to watch out for as he slows it down. He's heading for pit road here. And looks like his strategy will pretty much be to play the fuel out in this case. So I believe we'll go with lap 75, might be lap 80 around there. I don't know. I did not get the, as usual, I did not check to see what we were going to be through the stage breaks here. So don't worry, guys. Next week I'll try to make sure that gets changed up. Yellow flag does pop on out now finally, so it was at lap 71 there, looks like. So lap 70 did complete it. Aaron Smith will be the top dog, and Brian McCann going into pit road. A very unusual time. Kind of makes me wonder if that really was a smart move to do, or if he really was kind of trying to tame for a longer run. Goodness for him is he'll have plenty of time to get back out there and get his lap back, as the field will pretty much pull up another 40 or so, about 60 or so laps. Excuse me, probably about 40, 50 laps or so, around there, before we then head up to our final stage, and that's where things get really complicated and a little bit crazier, to say the least. Long distance wise though, Aaron Smith takes another set of points, and he'll have to go to the outhouse. Kevin McCann in the same boat. And I believe Tim Schofield will be moving as well to the back. So, race fans, don't go anywhere. There's still a lot of heated action here to see down on our track. As you see, one of our guys will need a little bit of a push to get the fuel line in. So, we'll have to let him get a little help and hopefully get some fresh gas in there. But we'll be right back after these quick commercial messages. Don't go anywhere. More to show here in Las Vegas. Well, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management, LLC. By R&R Racewear. By Loud Pedal Gaming, smashing the loud pedal for your viewing entertainment. By iRacers Lounge Podcast, we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And by Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Bradford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. So Phil going into pit road, or getting things kind of figured out on their end, what they want to do next or what they will plan to do next year. A lot of folks honestly kind of playing a different fuel strategy, kind of fuel run. Some playing a much harder compound on the tires. Really all I'm noticing though is that really there is no right or wrong answer. It's just how you feel it works and how you see it will work. Want to remind you as well, at home tomorrow night we have ourselves a doubleheader coming your way. We will see a new series pop up for the first time in the iRacing Street Stock League. They'll actually bring out the truck series down at Talladega Super Speedway, so be sure to check them out when they come by. I'll have my friend Sparkalicious / Dustin Sonaker joining me in the booth. Will be good to have him on the show as we take a look at our points race here now, popping up on your screen while the drivers get ready to go back out of here. Remember, these will change after this race tonight. Literally, those bonus points added on. Aaron Smith's already got 445 now locked in, and pretty much putting himself into tight contention to possibly do a little bit more damage, a little bit more run on the field. But yeah, like I said, we got 2 tomorrow night. We will have that big one coming up at 7 o'clock that night. Also, we will have right in the 12 o'clock hour, you will see Green Mountain Grills come back onto the show here with the Fast and Fun race. They'll bring the trucks downtown and around. And I believe, if I remember right, producers are making sure they know where we're going for sure, and they are telling me Charlotte Legacy will be where they are going to. So you'll see that action and all that, and then some tomorrow night and tomorrow afternoon. So please be sure, if you haven't already, to like and follow us up here on Facebook. Subscribe over on our YouTube so you can catch this race in its entirety. Yes, this will be up on YouTube's end at the end of the race. Just like always here, you will see these guys put the show there and put on the battles and put on the fronts. You do not want to miss it at all. So again, if you haven't already, like and follow us up here on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. And while you're at it, check out our Twitter and Instagram if you have either one of those platforms, and see what kind of show we can bring to you. So it looks like Pace Car's lights have not fully turned off yet. And they have now just done that here, so that means we're going to turn the points race off and we're going to get the drivers fielded back into position. Brian McCann, because of that little strategy he had to go into pit road right as they had a stage break, will put him right back up into the top half, and I guarantee you his strategy is all but simple. He wants the points here in this stage more than anything, because again, it is extra 5 bonus points for that win in the stage. So that will help kind of bolster his confidence, build up his momentum. But then comes the even trickier part. How will he handle the big finale if he does go for the points here in the stage? That remains to be unseen and unchecked, as a good chunk of our field literally are a lap down at the moment. Mike Harper is on the lead lap, and it looks like everybody from 14 on back, including from David Tremblay, Brandon Medford, Hunter Clark, Jesse King, Vincent Short, Dakota Clark, and Matt Kopp, will all be a lap down or two. Field trying to hurry back up to the front, trying to charge in and get ready to get back to the green here. Some faces usually don't see too often up here will be up in the field, up in the pack, as we get ready to bring them back on to the attack. Onto the green flag we go, back to the action, and we are underway. A lot of guys already having to go pretty much just work their way from whatever spot they got and what they gained out of here. Up front right now, Chris Medford, the number 46 Toyota Tundra, already taking a solid lead away there from Brian McCann, but you can see him dipping down low a little bit. You're probably wondering, oh, wait a minute, why is he doing that? Shouldn't he be trying to go up to the wall like Brian McCann is? Well, you're not wrong, but there is one little thing we keep mentioning about here, and that, again, it's that drafting situation. And Chris knows all too well, if he gives any kind of draft, any help there to Brian, well, he might as well call his chances goodbye and out of here. And that's exactly why Brian right now is literally going to put a foot full to the floorboards and put the pedal to the metal now, moving it up for the race lead as they fight right behind him. It's going to be a packed track, racked, yep, jacked up kind of truck series battle here. Yield quick in the number 2, trying to fight it out there with the 88 of Jared Weiner, while the number 34 of Doug Wysocki continues to impress and deliver the goods. No harm or foul here. Everybody just trying to make a show and make a run for it. Kevin McCann, 33, Chevrolet Silverado, looking to make the ultimate sacrifice, take the bottom line away and just charge up ahead. Maybe looking to roll the dice a little bit here or there too. Why is that? You know, of course we are here at the roulette table. Might as well have a little bit of Russian roulette and risk that truck and risk that track. Don't have a lot of speed down there. Here comes Kevin McCann, number 33, looking to try to get there to family member Brian. Brian and them definitely going to be in a little bit of radio communication throughout the night. Again, teammates. Kind of obvious enough they're helping each other out and helping each other figure out what is the best line and method around these parts, around this track. They certainly is doing just that, and then some, as we had a little 3-wide slip in between with Mike Harper, Joshua Funkhauser, and even Chris Mefford in that 36 for a minute. Excuse me, actually that was not Chris Mefford, that was the 22 of Matt Kopp. I apologize there. Matt Kopp is a lap down here at the moment here, while it looks like Funkhauser and Harper are going to challenge and chew their way ahead of each other. Mefford and McCann have a little bit of a rub, a little bit of a grudge going at it. And you can see McCann trying to hold down the fourth, trying to hold it off on Chris Mefford. Mefford trying to keep him away from literally passing him by again, just passing this whole field around. David Tremblay in the 96 and the 83 though. Brandon Mefford are each trying to get their lap back and trying to get back into the pace, because that pit stop strategy and all that played out. It did not work out the way they were hoping for, and it definitely didn't do them any favors. Just about 60 laps remain in this one, folks, and it looks like it could go either way between these drivers. It could go either shot, either spot. Brian trying to hold down the race lead here, while the 83 of Brandon Mefford gives him a little love tap there. Brian got a little tappy there. Saw that right front corner panel there. The 83 just barely gently and grazed the number 3's rip the left side there. Ever so closely, we just continue to push laps down, push them on by, and just keep up with the fights, keep up with the time here. Aaron Smith literally already trying to look like maybe he's just trying to see if there's an opening or two waiting for him later on. Doesn't seem to be trying to challenge too quick or too fast. Seems like he's putting his school smarts to good use down there. Chris Wally, the number 5 now, pulling it ahead of the 54's R&R Raceware quick machine now. No pain, no gain for these drivers. Starting to get back onto the single file draft line right now. Everybody looking to be a little bit more under control, a little bit more even keel, as Mefford and McCann still fight each other out there for the race lead. Mefford with the lead at the moment. But we look back up to the front here, and you can see actually right now Joshua Funkhauser currently looking like a bit of a hard charge, a bit of a hard runner here, looking to make some pass in. Mike Harper right now still holding the top 3 spots in. He's currently holding in for 14th positions in, so he's actually going to be the hard charger right now over the number 70 of Aaron Smith, only up 9 at the moment. Maybe a little bit of a changing of the guard here. We'll see if that seems to be the case here for the long term, though. Doug Wysocki there in the 34 are going to go at it a little bit here as Neil Quick in the number 2 sneaks his way around, sneaks his way in that little corner panel there. Look at the best lap times as well here. These guys have been pretty much fighting it out time and time again here tonight and giving it everything they can. But with so much at stake, obviously there's a lot more. They're just trying to win. Again, there's more of the points wise. 15 positions you only get. So really, even if you're in that top 8, top 10, necessarily, that doesn't necessarily mean your threshold is perfect. Remember, you've still got, what, about 5 races after this one tonight that you have to complete, and you have to make sure you get squared away. I mean, that could definitely change the game plan up, change the ball up, and roll it in someone else's corner if you're not careful. So, the way I'm seeing it, these drivers are going to have to watch themselves and really pep up themselves around here. Chris Medford right now, your race leader at the moment here. Brian McCann trying to hold him down, trying to hold him back. We'll take a look at our lap times here. And you can see really sometimes there was either gain or there was nothing to be had. At the moment anyway, it appears Medford seems to have a bit of a sizable distance and advantage over McCann. But again, is Brian just saving himself for that next big run that he's got coming up? Maybe hook it up a little bit. And they're going from a halfway point here for about lap 70 we saw there. So then they'll go about another 40 or 50. And then it sets up our final real, what I like to call the stage 3 hard charge, if you will. Pretty much makes everybody charge their way to the front or charge their way to the back, no matter how you look at it. Everyone puts on a fight, puts on a run. And they have to go big or go broke. Eric Dodson, the number 87, looking to possibly make a little bit of a pound-to-town ground attack here on that 33. Kevin McCann. The Holler Boys be hollering as the State Farm Insurance number 87 looks to possibly crack this case open and give himself a shot at taking this one home. Teammate right now, Vincent Short, not doing too well at the moment here currently. Vincent really got blapped down here at the moment, rocking in 17th position. There he is now as he works it with Jesse King in the 93. Jesse pretty much keeping up some speed, keeping up some distances here. You can see the light bulbs flashing around the track here as fans kind of roar to life here, giving these guys a little bit of love, while also having the lights on the actual track kind of just flickering them by. You can see the shadows kind of popping up around. That's one thing I absolutely love about iRacing, is the attention to detail and the overall look and feel that this place can bring to us. It's a crazy little thing here, and just imagine how much crazier it'll be when we have old rain popping up around here. Yeah. I already kind of figured it out by now, or if I haven't said it enough, rain is coming to the iRacing circuits. And believe me when I say it, I am ready to finally have some rain in our show and rain in our tracks. And if I can put it on a dirt oval, oh, I'm gonna put that one on. I swear I'll be the first one to just get that done, and I will put that on our broadcast. I will make sure of it. I don't even care if it's a fun one. We're gonna put that on the show one way or another. I will make sure of it. Kevin McCann now looking to possibly hold down the fort, hold down the fight. Joshua Funkhauser is in the third place position, but Kevin wants some extra bonus points. He wants to secure a top 15 berth in from not only the playoffs, but also the cut line. And maybe even more so to keep himself in that season championship stakes, the season stakes, if you will. Eric Dawson, though, not giving him anything up either. Looks like he might be having a little bit of a charge here. Remember, the Holler Boys had a great showing back at Talladega, our first race that we ever broadcasted for them. Even though they were really started into the season, I can guarantee you this much. As long as everything is according to plan and we go correctly in, we will join these guys once again next season. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. As long as everything changed on the time schedule on that, we'd love to have them back, man. Can't tell you guys enough how much it really is awesome to see these drivers time and time again put up a fight, put on a little bit of a show. The one thing I wish we could do is give more love to the other leagues and more broadcasting out there, but unfortunately I'm only a one-man army and I can't really do anything else about that. So other than my times I can get old Sparky or Kenneth to kind of pop in, there's about all I can do, guys. I'm sorry. Jared Whitener here after making his return here onto the show here in the 88. Still holding it up. Currently 5 spots in the moment, trying to trail down Eric Dodson right in front of him. There you see the old white machine. Kind of corner in around to turn 3 to 4 at the moment. Funkhauser and McCann now out and about while Funkhauser loses a spot there. It looks like McCann will not only get 1, looks for 2. Mike Harper, second place here at the moment, the hard charge of the night, while Aaron Smith looks to try and change that. But again, remember, Aaron has to start from the very end of the back here when it comes to that run. And Brian McCann, if he keeps being where he's at right now, he'll have to do the same thing. Remember, he only went into pit road so he can start really in the front half and have to fight it out with the boys there if they get to him. Well, Chris Medford was the only one that really was staying with him and put up a fight. And since then, it has not been the same here. One of the drivers kind of slowing down quite badly here. Brandon Medford seems to be that guy. He is going to fall a lap down. Looks like his fuel run not playing out the way he was hoping for. Drafting is really what's going to help save and make or break some of these guys, because again, they have to draft to help kind of keep the downforce away from pulling too much motor into the engine. And really, if less you use that engine, the more speed you can carry in. So that's what they've been aiming for and they've been targeting, but it just has not been playing out the way you would hope for on some of them. Brian McCann, yet again, this one has pretty much all but secured this. As long as he doesn't go into pit road, he is ahead of the field and literally marching his way up. Mike Harper, though, gonna paddle it into pit road. Looks like he wants to set himself up for the final stage. Might not be a bad idea, in my opinion. Give yourself a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of time to get this one dialed in. Eric Dodson, well, he knows if he doesn't get some points now, he may be in trouble later on. This looks to be a final 30-lap shootout here with the stage break coming up. Funkhauser heading to pit road. Dodson stays on out. So is the McCann boys. Kevin in second, first right now, Brian. Widener trying to get there to Dodson. Dodson trying to hold his field back in, trying to keep it away from him. Aaron Smith back from the dead, if you will, and now looking to get up with Neil Quick. You can see him just blistering the speeds and blistering those tires down there, man. I don't know how he can get that kind of speed, that kind of run. Absolutely tremendous, though, just how well he has been this entire season. He really wants that season championship, and there's no doubt about that. As long as he keeps going the way he's been going and keeps doing what he's been performing, there is no doubt in my mind he will have that locked in and all but settled up. Cook quick. right now, the number 54, we have our eye on him as he passes around the 38 there, Dakota Clark. Dakota not having the best night, unfortunately, at Vegas, but I think if he hits the casino tables, his luck may change a little bit. Can't say for sure. Brian McCann now heading to pit road as well, so he has opted not to go for that, those stage points. He decides he wants to do the fuel strategy yet again. And again, it just makes me question, you know, is it going to work out in the end? Because when he gets to that final stage, it's going to be pretty much a 30-lap fight and hooping and hollering shootout, man. That's what's really going to get on me. But the battle for the race lead now commences up to the final spots here, coming off a turn 4 to the stage break. Dotson wasn't able to get it with McCann. McCann and him will hammer it down as yellow comes out. Kevin McCann, Jarek Dotson, and Jared Weiner will all three receive bonus points and will give themselves a little bit of an opportunity to have to show their worth and show their might. They will have to start in the outhouse and move up to the White House. Aaron Smith will join them. But race fans, now is the time and now is the place to see which one of these will survive and conquer. Can anybody hold out the full throttle assault that Aaron Smith possesses? It's Brian McCann, the guy that everybody is going to try to take down in the final stage. There is only one way to find out. When we come back, there will be more action. There will be one more run. The final stage is coming up. Who wins it all in Vegas and who will shoot for their luck and shoot for the stars? Find out when we return. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management, LLC. By R&R Raceware. By Loud Pedal Gaming, smashing the loud pedal for your viewing entertainment. By iRacers Lounge Podcast, we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And by Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. So here we go. And it looks like Jared Whiter actually ran out of fuel, if you can believe that. Trying to head into pit road. He's trying to hurry up there and get to it. That's why a lot of guys were struggling down there. They kept running out of fuel. They're basically just hoping and praying for the best here. You can even see the 12 trying to use the pavement there to get the truck to pit road, but he's not having any luck. Schofield is right now in the 3rd spot. I think he's just looking for a little help. Brian McCann and Chris Medford both going into pit road, so it looks like their strategy is going to be just get one last thing of fuel and then just pretty much shoot it out amongst each other. Aaron Smith, the first one out of pit road, so but again, I believe he'll have to go to the back here because he has the points leader and the multiple wins he's had this season. Pretty much makes him forced to go to the back with the stage breaks. Funkhauser second. He will be, I believe, the new leader off the start. Kevin McCann will have to go to the back. Chris Wally out again, so I think he will be now in that 2nd place spot. Again, I'm just kind of calculating things in my head, so do not quote me, folks. You can feel the intensity. You can cut it with a knife here on PT Racing TV. The drivers of the Spartan Logistics Management LLC IROC iRacing Challenge have all but settled their scores and settled their moments, but now this is where things get extremely interesting. Which one of them will be able to hammer down and put this one into victory lane? Looks like Chris Wally will now be the new leader coming off the start. It's good to see him finally put up a little bit of a show, put a little bit of a fight down there. Shoot Bounties, Sean Bounty saying, "Whoop, I did miss the end and figures I always tune in during commercials. At least it's not like NBC, the commercials are 10 minutes long." And then Sean saying, "Good thing I brought a knife to the party." Oh boy. Good to hear from you too, Sean. pace lights will be coming off this next time by, race fans. That means only one thing. We send these drivers back into the field, back into the fight, into the scruffle, if you will. Things are cooking up and they're getting interesting around here. So it looks like Chris Mefford is going to be the new race leader here. He will be the one starting the field. Cook Quick looks like he'll be second. And for the first time tonight, McCann, other than the first start of the race, is going to have to work his way a little bit in the middle of the pack and have to put up a fight here. Sean saying, me sarcastic? Never. Oh boy. Before we get... Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Producers, you're supposed to have those buttons on command when we're doing this. This is how the points race now will settle in. So again, keep a close eye on some of the big names you see right now that are in that 10th through the 20th positions, because again, it is those drivers that are trying to get into the 15 slots they are available for. So yeah, right there, Funkhauser and all them, those are the ones you have to watch out for when it comes to this race, because again, points are going to matter and they're going to give you the solid area and confinement. David Tremblay is on the bubble for the playoffs picture and the next season. There are no guarantees there. He has got to get himself in a proverbial position in a prosper area to get this one in possibly. Here we go. They are double filed up. They are ready to go. If they are not piled in and stacked up, then they are going to be missing out. Coming to the green flag this next time by. 30 remain. Who will win it all at Vegas? We find out now to the green flag. No. I think that might be a false start on the 46. I can imagine now on NBC, if they have a football game and my Green Bay Packers literally have a false start from the Chicago Bears. It'd be like, false start, offense, number 18. We'll repeat the play, 5-yard penalty, first down. Okay, well, let's try that again here, folks. They gotta wait for the Pacers car to get out there now. Currently, it's not even anywhere near them. There they come. I think the boys were ready to go green, ready to go shooting out, and then they had to stop completely on a dime there. I think it might be the first time in a long time I've heard of that situation pop up. Okay, so 10th on back right now, a lap or two down. Definitely going to be hurting their chances here a little bit, and definitely giving them a little bit of a headache when it comes to this restart. Field is not fully prepared and ready to go yet, but then again, we weren't prepared when the coronavirus popped up, so what do we know there? Looks like everyone's all situated out now. That seems to be the case, so I believe they're going to give them the command and let them go back to the green. Yes, we do. Green flag's out. We are back underway. So here we go, race fans. This is where things will get interesting. Things get a little bit more hectic around here. Chris Mefford out of the gate has the race lead. Brian McCann right behind him though with Aaron Smith. Now performing what honestly has probably been waiting for all day long, which is pretty much to take this one away from them all. Don't mind the paint's kind of changing in and out right now. That's, I don't know what's going on that end. I think that's trading paint's just kind of messing with us here. Either that or the glitch graphic gremlins are kind of popping their ugly heads in. Brian McCann on the inside line, trying to hold it down, trying to hold the fort in. He knows when Smith is going to come up to him, he'll have to even charge even harder to make him win this one. Smith looking to play the big spoiler and literally just end the season out right here and now. A win here tonight would help him secure that. Up on the outside line now, looks like Smith is going to give himself a little bit of a breather as Brian McCann tries to hold it still. They're drafting, they're hammering it away and giving it all in spot. Apparently down there, the Sean's saying they installed the new with some chameleon bodies texture. That could very well be, to be honest with you. Kevin McCann now moving ahead there, just king a lap down at the moment. Not too thrilled about that, I bet, in this part. Doug Wysocki, top 5 here. I talked about him earlier today. I think if there was a guy you had to be careful about, it was him. He's my dark horse right now to win this one. Cook quick in the 54 right there with them. The field is definitely in the pack, in the zone. Nobody will give an inch. Nobody will give any opportunity to lose this out, especially now with 25 laps left to go. Medford has got to be in the tumultuous task of trying to figure out which one does he do. Does he block the top? Does he block the bottom? Does he go around? Or does he try to run his own line in and just make sure that if he gets past, he has a backup plan to cross over and put it through the floorboards? Right now, at the moment, he certainly is doing that and then some, but he knows what lies in wait behind him. Aaron Smith now doing his usual. He'll back off and let these guys get a little false sense of security. He knows he doesn't want to overdo it and overshadow his run right now. These guys balance so hard, though, for that race lead. McCann now has the advantage coming off the corner of turn 4. He sneaks away on the inside line. New leader. Chris Medford going to give it everything he can, though, trying to get that lead back on him. Right now might be slowing down slightly to preserve the tires and set up one big run. We've seen it here before where it just takes that one little run and it takes that one little mistake that cost him dearly. Chris Medford down the back straightaway crashes in. The 46 completely loses it. Unreal. He was battling for the lead and battling for supremacy over Brian McCann, and McCann is now going to pretty much run away from him. Medford gets the short end of the staff in a tough break, to say the least, for that young man's mind. Brian McCann isn't out of the woods just yet, though. He's got my dark horse, and he's got another right behind him, but he's also got a tough hombre there, and they'll cook quick. The 54 Ford F-150 going to challenge up the Silverados here, see what they can do, and right behind him, Neil Quick. Maybe a lap down, but he has no qualms about trying to help out Cook if he can. He'll work his way back in through the fight. Doug Wysocki gonna push the pin up to the high side. Neil brings it back down low, looking to help out Cook if he can, or himself, either way you look at it. Close the laps down, close this one in. Final 20 now presented on our show by Spartan Logistics Management LLC. And Neil literally just kind of getting out in front and out of the way of Cook. Cook had nowhere to go. Now Wysocki taking over for second. And even the number 12 there, Tim Schofield, maybe a lap down as well, but he is certainly not having any qualms either here. I'm honestly kind of surprised the lap traffic is fighting off the leaders as hard as they are. This is kind of interesting situation. From my perspective, though, I would not want to be the leader and realize that lap traffic of all things is fighting with me, but again, that's just what you do. You have to do that. You can't just go down without a fight. You have got to work your way in for the front half and try to hope for the best, that a caution may come out and you can get that lucky dog to go back into the race lead. The lead lap is so crucial and so important. Everybody knows that all too well. Eric Dawson right now, the number 87, working his way in right behind Hunter Clark in the 51. Clark being kind of a little bit of a foreground here for Dawson to possibly build up some speed to get around all of them and take this one away from him if he can. Not a lot of time to do it, and Cook Quick seems to be fading off badly here, especially with Aaron Smith now pulling off a big run. Cook into the wall protection on turn 1. He's lost a lot of pressure down there. I think that tire might be going down on the right side. Take a look up front if we can here and see if we can see a good look of that. Looks like the tire might just be going down. Indeed, you can see that whole right front is caved in and bent down. The 54, it looks like he is going to fade off into obscurity and lose all that momentum he had in a tough break for the 54 of Cook Quick. Aaron Smith kind of in a fever pitch in the last minute stand. He's only got a couple more laps he can use to try to build up some speed. He saved all of his run for the last bit. If we was playing SmackDown versus Raw right now, he had all his finishers saved up for the big finale, that's for sure. Hopefully I got a few video gamers out here and that know that the wrestling game, at least I hope anyway. I don't know, probably not. For Doug Wysocki though, man, right now this is definitely not what you want to see in the lap count wise. He has yet to really build and bolster any speed ahead of McCann. Brian McCann has really just been absolutely teetering and tottering. These guys like they're nothing here tonight at Vegas. Pretty much it's just been his run, his night all day long. And the laps are not lying. 2 cents gained up. That is major for him. And the only one that's even close to it that might be able to hold it, might not be able to hold him back as much as that guy right here in the 70, Aaron Smith. This will definitely be a barn burner thriller if Smith can catch up to the field and get up ahead of McCann. But first he's got to find his way around Wysocki. Wysocki is not going to give him an inch and not give him a shot here. A little bit of problems down there. We've got a caution up here. Wait a minute, what happened down here? Whoa! Cook Quick, the 54 has come to a sudden halt and a standstill here, and Jared Widener is well involved in this wreck here. I have no idea what the heck is going on. I just know we got to take a look at the PTMS replay, and now this is going to turn into a green-white checkered situation. Look at the replay here. Look at this. Chris Wally goes in 3 wide, saluting there with Eric Dawson. Cook Quick pretty much gets Wally a bit there, and then you see the 88 Jared Widener just getting smashed in, having to come to a sudden standstill and halt. The first on-stage caution of all things. Oh my, that is, whew, oh boy. You would not have expected that at all, but it just happened right there on the spot. You can see Wally, unfortunately, was just kind of in the mix of that. Cook, I believe, was trying to get out of that little mess, trying to stay away from hitting anybody. Unfortunately, though, that did not work out the way they were hoping for. Wow. Well, race fans, pretty much going into overtime, if you will, if you want to call it that, with only about 9 or 7, 8 laps to go here. You might as well call it overtime, because at this point, this is looking more and more like an absolute shootout. Kevin McCann, Chris Medford, Aaron Smith, Doug Wysocki, Eric Dotson, and Funkhauser are all heading into pit road here. Kevin makes it out first, so he'll catch up there with his family member Brian. And if I'm Brian McCann right now, I gotta be wondering to myself, did I really just save up and build up that much momentum in that time only for this to happen? That's usually what I tell myself when this kind of pops up. It's just a scary thought. It's one of those just absolute troublesome thoughts here. So the moment just about to arrive here on the show. Kevin McCann is going to stay on out. Brian McCann going into pit road, so his chances are starting to slim down a slight bit here unless he can get a good run off. I said earlier the bottom and the middle line would work. I'm trying to get the outside to stick in as much as you want. Good luck with that. That outside does not give too much less give you any chances here. But again, beyond a colder set of tires, you know, these new tires that they just put on, really, is that going to be enough? Is that going to give them enough chances here to strike while the iron's hot? Again, Aaron Smith has pretty much been the fastest all day. He's the hard charger of the night, so he doesn't really worry about that point system. But for Kevin McCann, he's got a lot more to worry about than I think he realizes here, and he knows what that boils down to and what that's going to come up and be against with him. All I can say is, folks, is this is not over yet, and far from it. This could be a wild, wild area and start, to say the least, here for these drivers. They are going to double file them up and get ready to go back out of here. The field will march. They will topple. They will scruffle. They will fight. And this one is all but ready to get secured in. This is what champions are made of. This is what big moments are made of here. This is literally like a Game 7 moment. That on the bench, literally grabbing the nails down, trying to grip those seatbelts a little tighter. Get the beers ready, get the celebration confetti is up and running, because it's about to get interesting. It's about to get heavy. It's about to get hot. We are going to have 8 laps to go on the restart. The Spartan Logistic Management LLC IROC iRacing Series are ready to put this one in the books and put this one away. Out of turn 4, Kevin McCann will charge them off. Aaron Smith will try to catch up. Green flag flies. We're back on out. Interesting enough here again, some guys going into pit road, others deciding not to. Doug Wysocki was one of those that went into pit road as well with the field. Funkhauser and Brian McCann obviously did much the same. So really it all boils down to strategy here. A little bit of problems down there for Funkhauser. Funkhauser gets right in between, and Brian McCann is upside down. Oh my, huge wreck on the infield tire area and right there into the field. Doug Wysocki somehow, someway avoids the carnage and gets to keep his truck in one piece. But the story is Brian McCann literally trying his dangest to get around some drivers and instead ends up wrecking himself out and the field with it. Holy cow, that was not what you wanted to see there. Well, let's take a look at this from our chopper cam here. We got the chopper cam working here tonight. We haven't been able to bring it out just yet. We've had this chopper cam up all night. Here's what happened. Look at Wysocki got slightly loose. Look at Funkhauser, same thing, got slightly loose there. And you see right there, McCann was trying to push it ahead of him, but he wasn't trying to spin him, obviously. He was trying to get him centered off and get around him. It wasn't enough time, and unfortunately behind him, you saw literally a pack of hungry dogs just literally hound on him. Chris Medford got a whole piece of him there, got a whole chunk of that truck. One more look at it from another angle. See, even Eric Dawson was just trying to avoid that mess. Look at Medford, he literally makes the pass to the inside, thinks he's got it wrapped up. Trying to get around it, Dawson gets smacked in between, and again, Lord, McCann just upside down, wrecked in hard. The roof doing its job, though, keeping up the pace and keeping these drivers safe. But I mean, you can tell he is not happy in that truck right now. He is definitely not happy with the way this one ended out for him. Pretty much dominating this entire night out. And now all of a sudden, pretty much gets the short end of the stick, if you will. Wow. Well, that's why you gotta stay tuned in with us, folks, and just keep on watching. We don't even know what the heck's gonna happen or what the heck's gonna finish up here. All I know is it has just been absolutely nuts, to say the least. So while the field gets ready to get back out of here and field in for one more restart, we're going to go ahead and get one more commercial break in. But when we come back, this will be it, folks. Will this be their last one, their last opportunity to finish this race out? Or will the Demons strike back with the glitch graphic gremlins and some more in this one? We'll find out when we come back. Tonight's race presented and brought to you in part by the good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC. By R&R Racewear. By Loud Pedal Gaming, smashing the loud pedal for your viewing entertainment. By iRacers Lounge Podcast, we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And by Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. And here we go. I talked about it before and just the overall runs and the battles here that can be brought here to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and obviously that was definitely done here tonight on multiple fronts, but also I think it really is kind of telling that this track has pretty much been a conclusive nightmare for many other drivers out there. And this end of the race here has pretty much kind of tampered and destroyed a little bit of that momentum for some, and really, in my opinion, may have hurt the feeling that these guys have been getting all day long, and now just kind of turning into rush and get and go moments. This is just one of those moments right now where you just really think, to heck with everything, throw the rule book out of the game and just get literally, and just pretty much set everything in stone to win it all. Is this one of those moments? Will that happen? Brian McCann is back out on the track. And despite all that damage there, it may just be enough to give him a slight edge to get to the top 5. You never know with him anyway. He was literally upside down on his roof just literally about 5 minutes ago. And now he is ready to possibly have a shot at getting back up to the front. Will he have enough time? Very hard to say, but in motorsports racing, you can never tell. We will have 3 laps to go. Call it a green-white checkered if you will. Back to the restart. Green flag out. Kevin McCann and Aaron Smith will do battle while Doug Wysocki tries to be the dark omen and literally be the spoiler tonight. Chris Medford literally has nothing left to give and nothing left in that throttle and the momentum. He has lost all of it. Mike Harper looking like maybe he has one last little shootout for the boys up front. He's starting to get some ground up. Neil Quick back on the lead lap as well. Remember what I said earlier about you got to battle for that lead lap. You got to make sure you're staying on that lead lap so you have a shot at taking the boys on. Well, that's why he did it earlier. Now the boys are literally going to go at it here for this last big run. Wysocki on the outside, Neil on the inside. Quick's got to run. He'll pound it away out of turn 2. Had the shot to take over the race lead. But right in front of him, there is a side-by-side drag race battle between Aaron Smith and Kevin McCann. Kevin trying to hold down Aaron Smith while Smith tries to look for a run on the outside. Here comes Neil Quick in the middle. They'll start him down to the white flag this time by on the front stretch. 4 trucks running to win it out, and maybe 5 to include Harper. Which one's going to get it? Which of them will have the advantage? They charge ahead. Kevin now starts to put the power down. Looks like he's got the opening. Neil's trying to get the draft. Aaron trying to hold down. They'll go in side by side for second place. Kevin trying to hold him into the bottom line, looking for one more run. Neil going to go to the outside. Does he have time? Back down low. Not enough time this time. Kevin McCann will win at Las Vegas. Whew, now that's what you call a finish right there, boys. 800ths of a second and a full trunk length ahead for Kevin McCann secures victory at Vegas. Yeah, he can have a little bit of fun down in the casinos tonight because he's got some money coming his way for this one. A hard-fought race and a hard-fought battle, giving Kevin the ultimate prize, a win and possibly even more so, a clear-cut ticket to next season, and maybe, just maybe, at the end of the day, might have a shot knocking down Aaron Smith from his pedestal, but he's still got a long way to go before he can think about that anyway. For now, though, he can celebrate and deliver the burnouts he was waiting for all day long. Your race results are now popping up here, presented by Spartan Logistics Management LLC. Kevin McCann. A big battle win here for him, taking down Neil Quick at the last bit. Aaron Smith coming away third. Doug Wysocki, great showing from him in fourth. Fifth to Mike Harper. Sixth to Tim Schofield. Seventh to Chris Mefford. Eighth to Brian McCann. Ninth to David Tremblay. And then 10 to Jesse King rounds out your top 10. Showing the rest of our field and that stack lineup here as well. To end this night out, what a race and what a night it was indeed. Stunned as I may be, this was one for the record books, folks. We're going to now talk down here with our top 3 drivers. They have been waiting to talk with you guys here, and they've been waiting to hear. We've been waiting to hear from them all day long. We'll start them off with the man in the 70. Our friend Aaron Smith will come away third here tonight, and believe we do not have a call with him here tonight. Trying to find him. Don't think we will have Mr. Aaron Smith on the line here tonight, it looks like. So, guess we'll just give him the overlay here. I thought we were going to, but apparently not. Apparently we're going to give him the third place, but no talk here tonight. Well, yeah, we'll give him a minute here too, but we do have a second place finisher in Neil Quick as well to take care of. So, see if he's popped into the show, if he's ready to talk with us. He's saying he's ready to go here, so we'll now bring him down into the show. Race fans, he joins me here now from second place here at the number 2, Neil Quick. And Neil, man, you certainly had a bit of a barn burner ending to that one, having to come off turn 1 and 2, charging ahead and get around Aaron Smith looking for McCann, and just couldn't quite get him after that little late block. How was it feeling there on the last laps, man?
It was good. I was just bringing everything that I had. I had a really good truck, and just trying to stay out of trouble and not cause a mess for everybody. But yeah, it was going. This dog was hunting tonight. It was going.
It was hunting. It was on the attack and on the prowl, but unfortunately, it looked like McCann just had a little bit more of a growl at Vegas and a little bit more run to his name. But still, nevertheless, it was a strong and impressive showing here tonight, Mr. Neil Quick. So I got to ask you, man, as you're walking away here tonight second, who do you want to thank you for this one?
Definitely Chris for putting on the series. Chris Wally does a great job with the series. Spartan Logistics, R&R Racewear, and then definitely the family allowing me time to do this, and all the guys I race with. Big fans of racing with the guys that I got in this group. It's a good time, and look forward to it every Thursday.
Well, I appreciate it tuning on board here tonight, Neil. Congratulations once again on the second place finish. Good showing from you and your crew here tonight.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Quick walking away here with a second place finish here tonight. And believe it or not, Aaron has now joined me in here for third place. So we're going to get him in now onto the show here, race fans. He is coming to you from third place, although he started from the outhouse about 16 spots back. The hard charger, Aaron Smith, joins me in now. And Aaron, you know, honestly, I kind of had you picked for most of these wins here in the circuit, but That one was pretty interesting considering Quick and McCann kind of held you back and fought you in pretty hard on those last couple laps. What was going through your mind there, bud?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't think 2 tires was going to be the call there to make it the last pit stop, but fortunately it worked out for Kevin. It gave us a pretty good race for the end there, but yeah, I wanted to cross him over there on the front straightaway coming to the white, but once Neil got below me, it was pretty much curtains for me.
For sure there, but I mean, still, you had a strong showing here from that truck, and obviously the hard charger work kind of has a little bit more empathy here because that does add a lot more points to your name here, and believing with the season championship at stake, I gotta believe that's what you're after here tonight. At all serious.
Oh, definitely. It still stinks that I lost all those points last week after getting both the stages, but to be able to stay close enough to him there at the end of this one, it's definitely minimized the damage.
It certainly has indeed, but hey, man, still you have one thing going for you. You are the third place finisher here tonight, and you get to the podium. So I gotta ask you, who you want to thank you for that, and who got you here?
Well, I'd like to thank the folks at the Satellite Racing team for their support, all the folks at the IROC Challenge for putting this show on, and you for broadcasting. Looking forward to next week.
We certainly are indeed, man. We cannot wait to see you next week, and appreciate your time here, and congratulations on another podium, sir.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher here tonight, that'll be Aaron Smith in that number 70 machine. And now, race fans, there is only one driver left to talk to. He joins me here in victory lane. Kevin McCann now joins us. And Kevin, you certainly rolled the dice and played your hands right here around at Vegas. Congratulations on that race win, man. How did you do it?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just a little bit of luck was on my side. I had a mistake in that first stage where I blew through my pit box there on the first green flag pit stop. So that set me pretty far back. So then I started paying attention to the fuel strategy and just seeing what I had to do to get a good finish in stage one there on fuel. So I had to do a lot of fuel saving. Got a good finish there. I think I got third. And then second stage, kind of knew what the fuel strategy was going to be at that point and how much I needed to save and, early on and when to push and when not to push. So got the win there in stage two. So that was good. Ran out of fuel trying to make it back to the pits. And then, just a little luck there in stage three. I'm not sure what brought that caution out, but I knew I was sitting there fourth, and I knew I had nothing to lose. I was going to go into the pits, and when I saw Aaron and Doug go into the pits as well, that's when I decided I was going to take 2 tires. I had no idea how the truck was going to perform, so just rolling the dice, and it turns out it did pretty well.
You certainly did indeed. You put off a great show, put up a good fight there to the very end, Kevin. The McCann boys are still fighting hard and charging ahead to get to those race wins, and you are going to be the one to do that here tonight. So I got to ask you, man, as you are walking away with the W here at Vegas and got to believe heading to the casinos with a little bit of money in your pocket now, who do you want to thank you for this one?
Well, I just want to thank Chris Wally for putting on the show and all the guys that we race with, run us clean week in, week out. Aaron Smith, the Meffords, Neil Quick, all those guys, and Mike Harper for pushing me back to the pits there at the end of stage 2. I appreciate that. And thank you guys for broadcasting.
For sure there, man. Hope you enjoy it here up on the YouTube end or on the Facebook end, wherever you may wish to see it. But Kevin, appreciate your time here tonight, sir. Congratulations on yet another race win.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin McCann rocking it here to victory lane, and that'll all but do it here tonight. So, race fans, this race was presented and embarked by, again, our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC, R&R Racewear, Loud Pedal Gaming, iRacers Lounge Podcast, and of course our good friends over at Evidence Based Mommy. Appreciate every one of you guys, every one of the fans at home for tuning on in. Couldn't do it without you. So with all of us here at Pete Series TV, one more doubleheader tomorrow night, and then I believe I get some time off on Saturday, but then a doubleheader Sunday. Oh boy. I think I might need a little bit more than a break from that one, but I guarantee you Sunday we have something special in mind. So tomorrow night. One big special race coming up right after the other. So be sure to tune in for that one. But for now, please be safe. God bless. Take care. I love you guys. I'll see you here when the green flag's flying on PT Racing TV.